this is Sue from Family Folk, and I'm going to show you how to make a Days from the Dead calendar. I started out by extracting my data from Family Tree Maker, which I'm not going to go into here because each genealogy program is different. After I'd extracted it, I did a fair amount of manipulation to get it into the right format in an Excel spreadsheet. Google Calendar requires these headings for the data. Subject and start date are mandatory. I've also included a description and a location. We'll take a quick look at the data to see what that looks like. I've put people's names under subject and the actual date of death under start date. I've also included the year of death in the description field and the place name under location. I've put each event in twice, once under the actual date of death and also with the year 2015, the current year. The reason I've done this is so that I've got all the death dates in the same year to use as a blogging prompt. And here it is again, all the data is again with 2015 as the year, and this is why I kept the original year and a description to refer to. Now let's go across to Google Calendar and take a look. First, we need to create a new calendar. So create new calendar, and I'm calling it Days of the Dead. I'm going to just stay with all the defaults for simplicity. And there it is, up it pops. Now I'm going to import the data from the Excel file. But I don't want all the other workings out. I just want what's in this spreadsheet. I'm going to save it as a CSV file. So save as, comma delimited CSV. I called the file deaths.csv. Save. And I get a warning because I've been playing around with this, but we'll just overwrite the one I created earlier. And I get another warning because when you save as a CSV, it's a simple text file, so it only saves the sheet that's currently open. And you get yet another warning because Excel spreadsheet can store a good deal more than a plain CSV. Right, back to Google Calendar, and we're going to import that CSV file. Now we're going to choose the Days of the Dead calendar rather than the other one, otherwise I'll end up with all the events in the wrong calendar. And there's the file, deaths.csv. Click on Open and Import, and by the magic of Google, that should shortly populate the Days of the Dead calendar. And there we are, 628 events. Now it doesn't appear immediately. You'll notice that I've got these two little widgets up here, and I got to them through Labs under the Settings tab, and I enabled them. There's the year view, and there's Jump to Date. Because you can't get back to very distant dates very quickly just using the tabs by month or week or days. You would think that jump to date would solve everything, but sadly it only goes back to 1980. Now the earliest date in my data set is this one, 1729 for John Wilson. So I'm going to use the year view with 1729 to get back to the earliest event, and there is. I can either double click or edit event to bring up all of the details. There's the place name under where, and there's the year of the event that I put in under description. Now you can change the event colours if you choose, but from what I can make out, colours aren't exported to other applications or even other Google calendars. So I'm going to leave things as they are. I could have chosen to make John Wilson a repeating annual event. But if you do that, that would create about 300 events, one for each year between 1729 and 2015, which does seem rather excessive. So I'm not going to do that. If I could have figured out how to do that with all the events in the calendar, that might have been a good option, but there doesn't seem to be an option for doing that. With a bit of luck, all the events should have loaded by now. Sometimes Google Calendar can be a little slow in bringing them all up and making them accessible. If you look under Agenda, you can see the full list of events that have been imported, and you'll notice that there's only 1 or 2 deaths, and there isn't even a death each year at this date. And for the purposes of blogging prompt, I wanted them to all appear. Yeah, there we are. Google Calendar's whining because it thinks it's a bit busy. And if you recall, I wanted all the dates appearing regardless of which year they're in, which is why I put them all, created a second event with the year 2015. So let's go and have a look at 2015 using jump to date. We're getting that pesky message again about not being able to load events. It's still on Agenda. And it hasn't loaded yet. So while it's still busy doing that, I'm going to show you a couple of other settings. Now, because I know that everybody in this calendar is dead, for certain, I'm quite happy to share it. So I'm going to make it public. And save that setting. And there's a warning, do I really want to? Yes, I do. I'll also take a look under calendar settings. What I'm going to do is, using this piece of code here, I'm going to embed it in the website. and it still hasn't populated all of the events yet. Can take a little bit of time. So, when those events have appeared, you'll believe me when I tell you that I've created a Days of the Dead calendar. But you might just go and have to look at the website to see it.